The worst crime ever against reporters happened in the Philippines. I'll tell you the story. 15 years ago, on November 23, 2009, 58 people were brutally murdered in Ampatuan, Maguindanao. The victims included mothers, daughters, and at least 32 media workers, with one body still not found to this day. We remember this event as the Ampatuan massacre. November 2009, election season. Two clans fight for power in Maguindanao. The Ampatuans, who have controlled the province for years, and the Mangudadatos, who are challenging them. Ismael Mangudadato versus Andal Ampatuan Jr. Ismael is supposed to file his certificate of candidacy, but is afraid of risking his life in doing so. Instead of himself, he sends his pregnant wife, female relatives, and journalists, thinking that they would be safe from those planning to do harm. Ismael was very wrong. On that day, the whole world is shaken by fear and outrage. Armed men diverted their convoy, brought them to a remote area, and shot them. The victims' bodies were buried in graves that were dug days before. 5 women were raped prior to being killed. At least 4 of them were reporters. Almost all of them had their genitals shot. The Committee to Protect Journalists called it the single deadliest attack on journalists in history. So what happened to the case? In December 2019, 10 years after the massacre, the Quezon City Regional Trial Court convicted Ampatuan Jr. and his brother Zaldi of 57 counts of murder. Their brother Sajid was acquitted, while Ampatuan Sr., the family patriarch, died of a heart attack in 2015. End of story? Not quite. The families don't feel like they've received justice in full. 44 of the almost 200 suspects were convicted in 2022, but 83 other suspects remain at large. Grace Morales, a relative of 2 victims, says that the families have stopped receiving updates on the cases they filed. It's election season again. Sadly, that might mean more news of violence like the Ampatuan massacre. If we don't demand full justice and accountability, then this cycle will go on and on and on. Think about it the next time you vote.